Winter Ironman run training isn't about speed work on the track or chasing Strava segments. It's about laying the foundations for injury-free, efficient running when the volume ramps up in the spring. Get this phase right and you'll build the durability that lets you hold pace deep into your Ironman marathon. I'm Coach Rob Wilby from Team Oxygen Addict. Let's get to it. If you're preparing for your first Ironman on 70.3 and you're not really sure how to train, we can definitely help you. Here at Team Oxygen Addict, we specialise in coaching athletes who have busy working lives and family commitments. There's a link below in the description to book a membership call. We can see how we can best help you out. My easy winter run came out with a surprisingly high TSS. Is that a pacing issue, or could calibration be affecting it? For those of you who don't know what TSS is, it stands for Training Stress Score. It's the way that Training Peaks has to quantify how much training stress a given session has produced for you. And it works on the basis that an hour at threshold on the bike produces 100 units of TSS. 45 minutes at threshold running produces 100 TSS. So you can see that running is harder on the body at the same intensity that cycling is. So you accumulate the training stress score faster on the run. Most people are seeing somewhere in the region of 50 TSS points for a 30, 40 minute easy run. So that should be about the numbers. Some people were contacting us and saying, my training stress score for this 30-minute easy run was 450. What's going on? Training Peaks defaults to using run power as the metric for training stress. And the challenge here is that a lot of Garmins have now been updated to give you a measure of run power or an estimate of run power. And the TSS scores are not going to be accurate if you haven't calibrated the numbers relative to that. So all you have to do is in the Training Peak settings, change to the run TSS setting rather than just the TSS setting. That'll solve it. It'll have then the correct amount of TSS for run based on the paces that you're running at. How can I check if the pace of my easy runs is correct? And would I not build fitness faster if I just ran faster all the time? In answer to the second part, no, this is really, really important. Running much faster is not going to build the specific fitness much faster. It's just going to make you more tired and more fatigued and less able to do the other specific parts of your 70.3 Ironman training, which at the moment in the winter phase is you doing your really high intensity threshold work on the bike. So we have to train like an Ironman, not like a swimmer and a biker and a runner. We have to see that there's only a couple of times a week that you can train really hard. And the best way to do it for a triathlete is to do that on the bike in this winter phase of training. So we don't want you pushing really hard on the run. We want all the runs to be easy. We want them specifically to be at Jack Daniels' easy pace. For those of you not coached by us, you can just Google Jack Daniels VDOT calculator. That'll give you all the information you need to know. He's got a really good way of simply entering your recent run race score or even an estimate of a recent run race. And that will give you the paces that are appropriate for you to run at. The zone's going to be 30 or 40 seconds wide. So as long as you're somewhere in that zone, that's the right pace for your easy runs at the moment. Remember, the key part here is we're stopping you running accidentally a bit too hard all the time so that you have the energy and the lack of fatigue to put the effort into where it's going to benefit you most, which is going to be your bike interval training. How often can I do running races during the winter? My club has a weekly 5K handicap series that I love to do. My advice to you is be really clear on what you're going to do and why. If the main reason for going to do that is a social thing, then great, still go down and do it, but dial the pace down to make it an e-pace run. Give up the fact that you're going to go and race every week, because pushing yourself to the top end every week running is the number one way that you're going to derail your Ironman training. It's going to make you sore. For any kind of athlete over 35, it's going to leave you sore for the next day or two, and it might then lead to niggles or even injuries. Okay, so I would avoid the weekly 5K handicap series as a race. No reason you can't go down and do it as long as you're very disciplined, but stay away from doing weekly races. My running club has a weekly track interval session that I like to do. Is that okay? And again, I absolutely understand the social aspect of going down and seeing your teammates, but the kind of running club interval sessions that happen on a track end up with you running at very top end. Typically, they are 400-meter reps, 800-meter reps, 1,000-meter reps. And when you look at the pace you end up running those at, you're not just not at e-pace, you're above threshold pace on those runs. And the danger becomes being sore for a day or 2 or 3 afterwards, and that soreness potentially turning into a pulled muscle that derails your training. Even without significant soreness, you are definitely leaving something on the table, because that interval session is going to negatively affect your ability to do those 2 interval sessions on the bike. And that's where the main focus of your training is. I'm not telling anybody not to do something that they enjoy. What I'm saying is step back and look at the bigger picture and make a decision based on how important your race is to you next year, how much progress you want to make for your 70.3 and Ironman, how disciplined you can be, knowing whether you can go down to a weekly track session and just dial the pace all the way down. So you still see your friends, but you're running at a much slower pace. That's totally appropriate, as long as the pace is still specific to what you want to do. I'll be doing a lot of my runs on the treadmill, and I'm not sure that the speed indoors matches the outdoors. Should I have it at a 2% incline? The speed indoors matching outdoors, it probably won't do. Often treadmills are not calibrated accurately. So do your outdoor runs at the pace you know you want to be running at, check what your heart rate is, and then match that up indoors on the treadmill. So for example, your outdoor e-pace heart rate might be about 150 beats a minute. If you're running at supposedly the same speed on the treadmill and you're seeing 135 or 165, something is considerably out with the speed. I'm not a big fan of putting the treadmill on the incline. It puts a lot of extra stress on your calves, your soleus, the lower leg. You're constantly forced more onto your toes. So the running gait is different to the gait you're going to be having outdoors. I would rather that it's less accurate pace-wise, but that the surface that you're running at is flat. Treadmills then are actually a bit more forgiving than running outdoors. But as soon as you put it on that 1 or 2% incline, they're not only less forgiving, there's more stress on your soleus, your lower calf, that I'm not a big fan of. Okay, so I hope this video has helped you out. In the comments below, I'd love to hear about the things that have worked for you in your winter run training. If you're trying something new with avoiding running hard through the winter, how that feels. I guarantee there's going to be people who push back against this and don't like it and are convinced they're losing fitness. But I'd love to hear the comments over time from people who try this in parallel with the correct kind of bike training and see how your overall triathlon fitness increases over a really good block over the winter. Please like and subscribe to the channel. And if you're interested in finding out more about triathlon coaching, link is down in the description to book a membership call and have a chat to us about how we might be able to help you out over at Team Oxygenetics.